Where my girls at?
Taking the spicy note, keep it locked in.
Where my girls at?
Keep on watching while the beat keep knocking.
Where my girls at?
You love the flow, it's the ladies' show.
Where my girls at?
Please, everybody, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Megan Thee Stallion sued by cameraman over hostile work environment claim. Emilio Garcia worked as cameraman for the rapper from 2018 to 2023. He filed a complaint in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Tuesday against Megan and her companies. The lawsuit included 9 labor code violations, including harassment and hostile work environments. Garcia alleges that Stallion had sex in a moving car that Garcia could not get out of while on tour in Spain in June 2022. The claim notes that Garcia was embarrassed, mortified, and offended throughout the whole ordeal. Gurus, what in the world is going on here?
Well, she said, hands on your knees. Take your ass on that thigh shit.
This is wild.
To be quite honest, right? If you was with, I don't know this man. I probably should have did a little background check. But if you've been with her for 5 years,
5 years.
5 years, right?
Right.
I would assume that you probably, built some type of personal relationship with her. She's become like a big star since then. And I would assume you might kind of know her little, how she get down by a certain point. Maybe you were trying to come up too, but if that really did happen and you felt that uncomfortable, I'm just wondering how long he stayed after that. And
Right.
I mean, is this really is
wanna
it
know.
abuse? Or are you just
Yeah,
trying to go
like-
check right now?
Let's think about it. You said he got wrongfully terminated. So he's upset
right,
that he
right.
lost his job, right?
Mhm.
Because this
That's
was
the
his bread and
motive.
butter. He was probably getting paid good. All this stuff he dealt with, and she went ahead and, not only disrespect him, call him fat or whatever she did, fat shame, but she fired him. So,
Right.
yeah, like, where's my money?
Yeah.
He probably signed the NDA. He probably signed a contract and all that stuff. So her just like ripping him, like, terminating him, effed him up.
He said the lawsuit filed by the cameraman who says she worked for 5 years included allegations of unpaid wages, fat shaming, and wrongful termination.
Yeah, but what were the terms of the termination? Like he's saying wrongful terms. That's his interpretation. And we know why he was terminated. And maybe he's just bitter
He probably
because
don't know.
Right.
It probably says it, but we don't
Huh?
know.
We're gonna not right. We're not gonna know. Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean that's
That's
going to
probably all
determine
motive.
the response as far as I'm concerned. Like if he was wrongfully terminated, then hell yeah, she's being a little over the top. But if he was rightfully terminated, it sounds like he's kind of bitter because of the
Right.
termination. And
Okay.
now he wants to blow shit up.
So Marcy, I know you have a background in law. What does that even mean? Wrongful termination. Can that be like, I don't want to deal with you, I don't like you anymore. Like I want to move on and get out of here. Is that wrong?
Well, all right. So, like for instance, like in New York State, we don't have a wrongful termination law. You could literally terminate somebody for no reason in New York State. But there is. I mean, I don't know where he was hired at or wherever, but it could be any. Like I was terminated one time, and I was told that the reason I was terminated was because I was happy. Like I didn't look like I like you can't fire me because like, how do you know I don't like it here? Like you know what I mean? So
That's
I mean
crazy.
I could say that's wrongful termination.
Yeah.
However, in New York State, they don't even have to give you a reason to fire you really.
This is the second time that we have heard about Megan Thee Stallion and something going on with her entourage. So it must mean that Megan Thee Stallion might have to tighten up on her activities.
And
Perhaps,
keep her legs closed.
perhaps, you know
That
what I'm
would
saying?
hurt.
No more hands on the knees, shaking that. Like
Yeah.
you know what you talk about, hands on the knees. No, no more of that.
That's what got her bag, so she's gonna keep doing that for sure. But
And she
Real
gonna
I
shake
don't
that
know.
booty, honey. She gonna shake
Exactly.
that booty.
You know it.
It's
Any
good.
chance, even if she just standing still. I feel
Okay.
like something happened, definitely involving alcohol, whatever. I think something wild happened, and maybe she wasn't even paying attention to him being in the room, in the car, or whatever. I think something
Yeah.
happened, something ain't go right with them, and now it done went left.
Because we
Yeah.
ain't talking about, we're talking about a car. He
Exactly.
said a car.
But that
Right.
stuff make me feel like she really, 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 really a real wild one. And it makes me rethink a couple of things that done went on in these last couple of years with her.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
come on, she's still young. Like, I mean,
Yeah, she's like
I
20
know.
something.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
know.
really
Yeah,
young.
she
She's
was
fairly
wild
young.
in 2022. She probably been wild. Been wilding.
My daughter is 24, and I see her friends, but trust me, that's like right in line from things that I've heard. But
Mhm.
like my thing is like, has he expressed to her that he was uncomfortable with this? Like, did it just
Right.
happen and then he was uncomfortable and then didn't say anything, or has he expressed it? Because if he expressed it and she still was like, I'm paying you, deal with it, then yeah, I
Right.
think that he has a case. Like, you know.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't deserve, or he doesn't deserve some kind of compensation for it, because I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, based on like the ambiguity of everything, like, we don't know where, like, first of all, how really disgusted he was, or if it really didn't bother him. We don't know if he ever expressed to her that he didn't like that. Like, we
Right.
don't, like, the people in court might know this stuff, but we don't know that stuff. So it's like,
But for him to be fat shamed by her,
Right. Like,
they
what
must have
happened?
had some type of beef.
Something,
Like,
yeah, some beef happened for
when
sure.
do you call your photographer, let alone a man? Like, when do you do that? You must be
Right.
like really trying to go in on him or something.
Mhm. Something happened. Buttons were pressed.
if that was going on, if she was sleeping with somebody in front of him, if she was fat shaming him, none of that's right. So,
Right. Wait, did
you
it say it
know,
was a female that she was with?
Yeah.
It did say
Oh,
that?
it was a
I
female?
think I
Okay,
thought
I
it was
didn't
a
know.
male and female.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Well, if it was a guy, he's definitely gonna be mortified by that. I mean, I doubt most men
It
don't
was a
do that.
woman.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so he probably was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey,
Well,
maybe that ain't his thing.
there are a lot of stories going on. So this guy, you know, I mean, we have to take things with a grain of salt these days, because there are a
right.
lot of stories going around. Speaking of stories, um, let's talk about Jeannie Mai
Oh
and
boy.
Jeezy. Jeannie Mai accuses estranged husband Jeezy of domestic abuse and child neglect amid ongoing divorce. In a new court filing obtained by People, the Real alum 45 alleges several incidents of domestic abuse and child neglect during her relationship with the rapper. She claimed Jeezy has explosive outbursts, excessive drinking, and domestic violence. Quote, the allegations are not only false, but also deeply disturbing, especially coming from someone I loved. This malicious attempt to tarnish my character and disrupt my family is ridiculous, he shared. And at this time, my main concern is being an active father to our daughter as I continue to fight for court mandated joint custody. Gurus, what do you think the truth is in that?
I
Ooh,
was
this
hoping we didn't get here.
Mm-mm-mm.
I
that's
was
hard.
hoping. I know.
It's
Did,
messed
I
That's
was
did you
hard.
guys
hoping.
see the pictures of her bruises?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something that, do you know if that's something that she put out there? Is that something that she was trying to claim as, was from the abuse?
Yes.
It
And
seems like it,
she
yeah.
was?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And
Mhm.
She,
then he came back with the receipts, with the
With
text
the foot.
messages,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The text message and his foot.
and
showing
he's,
that
yeah.
it was from a golf cart accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond
That's
wild.
wild.
man.
Yeah, that's a little touchy because sometimes, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone and you have a child and things go left, because I had one of those situations for 19 years and I'm good with my son's father now. We're like, I tell you, I love his son. You know, he got a son with someone else. That baby's like mine. But we went through a whole lot of stuff in court and he put hands on me before and says he never did. And, you know, it wasn't like repeatedly. We definitely had one altercation and I definitely was bruised up. But you really never know what goes on into the house until things really finally break and then things start leaking out. And
Yeah.
sometimes things do get embellished, and it's not saying he's a bad father or he didn't hit her or she's lying or whatever, because anything is really possible. I really pray that they get it together
I
for the
do
sake of their
too.
child,
I do
because
too.
that's hard.
Exactly.
I do
It's
too.
getting messy.
Very,
Like,
messy.
this
Yeah.
is messy.
Very
But
messy.
for the fact that, like, we saw it, right? We saw that she put these pictures out of these bruises,
Man.
right? And in the same token, he has the screenshots in his phone of her taking these same pictures and, you know, saying, babe, I have dresses to wear. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. But anyway, this was from a golf cart accident, right? These are the screenshots that are in his phone. So just that alone, if you did put that out there as the abuse, that was a lie in itself.
My kid, you're not going to take my kid. I'm going to do everything for my kid. I work hard for my kid.
Right.
After I didn't want a kid, now I got a kid. Not
Right.
this. Her husband, her ex-husband, I dodged the bullet.
Right.
That ex-husband, I dodged the bullet. Thank
Right,
God with my happy family over here, because that just psych.
This is
Thank
crazy.
God I done dodged the bullet. That man watching the news like,
Right?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, that's my girl. I like her. Yeah, I like her, but also the other thing is, you know, remember she said it was left field, but what if the reason that she ain't know is because she really is crazy in his
Yeah.
eyes? And this is you know, like, this is
He
showing
probably
us,
can't
like,
take
yeah,
it.
I told y'all. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
her, but I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Yo, but it goes back to, why did he marry her so quick? You know,
He probably fell in love.
I'm saying,
He
like,
fall
look, I
in love
mean,
in 3 days.
look, here's one thing that really disturbs me about relationships and how people are approaching these things. Yo, they know this person for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. They decide to get married. They have kids, and after that, everything is a mess.
Yeah.
Only because they didn't take the time to get to
Yep.
know somebody and understand some. Everybody's in a rush to make a mess.
Are you saying that it should take more than 2 years to determine, you know, whether or not you can really sustain a relationship with somebody for life?
I think everybody is different, you know, but think about the people that you meet, right?
Yeah.
Think about the people that you meet on a regular basis, and how whenever you work with them, or whatever type of situation that you get into, or whatever, you know, you start to see things over time, or you start to see that things ain't necessary. Most of the time, things aren't magical. 9 times out of 10, we are not gonna get into a relationship and date for a year, get married, and everything be the best.
I'm in my 40s. So if anybody gives me the wrong vibe, I'm
You
off.
out, right?
I'm off. I've been single for a couple of years now, and I can't deal.
One of the things about the vibe, though, I will say that even though if somebody gives me the wrong vibe, one of the things that I want to know is, why did they give me that vibe?
Yeah.
You know, it's not that they gave me the vibe, it's the fact that, why did they give me that vibe, and understanding the way that person thinks
Right.
that would make somebody give a vibe like that, right?
It's hard out here.
Yeah.
It is hard. Okay.
How many times do we work with people that we
A lot.
don't you know, a lot of times when you work with people, it's so difficult to work with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just that by itself, let alone getting in a relationship with folks.
Mhm.
But when you just, man,
Cause
a
you
lot
look,
of
you got
times,
stories
Real.
too. Like
yeah,
people, the
Real.
way people grow up, the
Yeah.
the way they raised, stuff that they go through.
Completely different.
People
Yeah.
are jealous. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
crazy.
People are crazy.
and speaking of
Every
jealousy,
level.
people can be jealous for the stupid. Well, you think it's stupid, but it could be the
It's-
dumbest
Happy and
things.
jealous.
No, seriously.
Like you're just happy. You jealous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Why
That's
you
all
what?
it is.
smiling so much? Who got you smiling?
Right. Dumb stuff.
Dad,
Right.
who got you smiling like that?
Out.
But listen, at this point, I feel like time is like in this like sped up energy right now. And I feel like in 2024, if people don't realize that they are unhealed at this, especially past a certain age,
Yeah.
and you just need to go get yourself together. And
Yeah.
people that are healed or working on their healing should be able to recognize when somebody is or is not and know whether to move
Absolutely.
forward or not, because that's what it is. If you got all of these this traumas and stuff and you ain't never worked on yourself and you ain't never dealt with certain things and you're not healed, you're not ready to be in a relationship anyway. So
Exactly.
That
get
might
out
be
of
half
here.
of
Or either,
society.
it's not gonna be that serious. Like,
Right.
but we have to vet people, recognize these things.
Mhm.
That might be half of society, though.
Okay.
It is
Well, it
definitely.
probably
I mean,
is,
it
and
is.
more.
Half of society can
More is right.
recognize it, the other half doesn't. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hey, gurus, Fat Joe says a lot of male rappers are painting their nails, carrying Birkins,
Mm.
and
Back to
wearing
this.
dresses as a trend to go viral and sell more. Mentions Nicki Minaj and Beyonce fans. So basically, what he's saying is he's saying the gay
Fine.
community support their people. So so they're trying to appeal to the gay community so they could get more sales.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Listen.
I would not be surprised.
Duh. Like, come on. Duh. Like,
Yeah.
yes. That's where in the music, like generally like that, those high selling, highly popular music and all of that, and concert goers, a lot of them are part of that community.
Yeah.
And those are the people that support their own people. So yes, as a strategy, yeah. But I mean, they taking it
Nah, man.
far
They're doing
now,
too
though.
much. I mean, they're doing a lot. Like, are you a part of the community or are you
I'm
not?
saying that nowadays.
I feel because I feel like if you're a rapper, you have an image, you have all that. Like some of these guys that come out with their skirts, their nails, all that stuff. It's all gimmick. It's like
Nah, man.
Like, why are you walking around as a hardcore rapper with a thong out
Exactly.
and a neck
Make it
shirt on?
make sense.
no, but
Exactly.
they might be part of that community and they just not saying it.
It's
Huh?
not, you know what it is? A lot of them, because the industry is majority of homosexual, right?
Mhm.
Whether
Which
it's
we are,
film or
we're
music.
continuing to
Right.
find out.
Majority, you say?
Yeah, majority.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. And that's a fact. And that's been from years ago.
I ain't gonna say no majority.
Now that we have these platforms where we can express and be open, a lot of people, the pedophiles is coming out, the people that did all this stuff back in the days is coming out. Little Uzi Vert, there's no reason that you going out there like that. You got a whole
Yo, that's what
girlfriend.
I'm saying. Look,
You
man.
got a
I
whole
don't think
girlfriend.
And
anybody.
he got a whole girlfriend, right?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
Nah,
like,
man.
and she is in love with that man.
Okay.
Yeah, she don't play about Uzi
Okay,
at
at all.
all.
Come on. But maybe, that she's so in love and she's such a thug that she might throw that thing on
I'm
and
crying.
get him
No, you
from
right.
the other
Boss
side.
lady.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know.
The whole thing to me is just outrageous. You can't put on no dress, fam, and claim that you straight.
Why?
Exactly.
Why?
This is
Sorry.
the
If
They're
you're not,
doing it.
brainwashing that's going on, though. because we got
It's
all of these
crazy.
younger generation and children out here thinking that they're not what they were born to be, and they
Yep.
really are this and they're that. And I'm telling you, if this agenda wasn't being pushed the way that it has been being pushed gradually over the last 20, 10, 5 years, more aggressively and more aggressively, I really don't think it would be like that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because they even pushing it into elementary
Yep.
schools.
They
They have
push.
little games
Having
and stuff.
classes.
I'm
Yes.
just
What are
like,
they pushing in the elementary schools? They're pushing inclusivity. That's what they're pushing. They're not showing boys and girls kissing and doing
you
stuff.
shouldn't push that in school. Like that's not to
Yeah.
be taught.
Meanwhile, in China, like you said, Debbie, they learning in kindergarten how to cook
Right.
and
And over
quantum
here,
physics.
y'all
But
worrying
in
about all this
America,
nonsense.
we teaching them. I
I'm a
just saw
princess.
something they showing drag queen twerk classes in school.
Let me say
That's
this. Let me
part of
say
an
this.
acceptance.
It's inclusiveness, but at the end of the day, when you have money being pumped into something, that's when the problem comes in, because people will use a good and try to turn it into an agenda. And
Yeah.
that's what happens with a lot of the things that we look at around us. There's a lot of things that the public have perceived as being good, as being something that the community needs. For example, Black Lives Matter. There's a lot of these grassroots movements that have because of the money that it raised by accident, because it all could start with like a damn t-shirt, and then everybody starts going, and then everybody starts purchasing the t-shirt. In one state you get 1 million people that bought a t-shirt, so you times that by 50. So what I'm saying is that once that money is is ciphering around, and there's people who are touching that money and are using that money for their own purposes. It don't matter whether you're black, white, orange, yellow, green, whatever the case may be. People at a large degree are greedy. For example, when Rihanna and what's his name, Chris Brown, when Chris Brown hit Brianna, and it made big news. Women's groups got behind Rihanna, and they wanted her to press charges, or they wanted her to move forward with that. Rihanna made a decision on her own and said, no, I didn't want to take it no further. These women groups started going after Rihanna.
I remember that. Like,
Right.
kind
So
of the opposite of what y'all about, but okay.
so what I'm saying is that there are a lot of people, um I ain't gonna say people, I'm gonna say there's a lot of corporates that come together for good reasons, and just like that it could turn into a movement or a drive that doesn't serve the people.
Yeah.
And so I think people really, when they see things, go up for good reason, and for a good reason, they automatically think that, oh, because it's this, it's gotta be this. And once things touch corporate, and once it becomes corporate, that this isn't always gonna be that. And it's a shame, because it's all about greed, and it's all about an agenda. And those people start an agenda and start moving things more the way they want. Why can they move it? Because it's about money.
Mm-hmm.
And with money, you could make poor people want to remain poor.
Okay.
That's real.
Not this poor person.
Yeah.
I never want to be
Right.
poor.
You
I don't
know,
want to be
The
poor.
girl.
so
Never.
just so just going back to the Uzi Vert thing, um, people are taking it like it's an agenda, when there are people that support I don't want to get in trouble here, but that support gay folks that are pushing this thing, and they are very powerful now. So if
Yeah.
you say anything about gay people, you
Canceled in a heartbeat.
automatically, just like that, get canceled.
Right.
Why? Because it's about money now. And they
Mm-hmm.
can try to stomp you out with $5-10 million.
Come on.
Facts.
Let's go with this Diddy story.
Boy.
A former college basketball star accused of being Sean Diddy Combs' alleged drug mule has pleaded not guilty to a cocaine possession charge. Brandon Paul was taken into custody at Miami Opa Alaka Airport after authorities said he had the contraband inside of his personal travel bag. The former Syracuse University basketball player was alleged boarding a private jet associated with Diddy. The authorities charged Paul with controlled substance possession, to which he has pleaded not guilty. A month before his arrest, Paul was named in a huge lawsuit against Diddy by music producer Rodney Jones. In the lawsuit, Jones claimed that he personally witnessed Paul trafficking drugs and guns for the musician. Paul's attorney, Brian Bieber, told The Independent that his client denies all allegations which are not connected to the current drug charge. Wow.
Houseway.
Wow.
Like,
Houseway.
Wow. This
This
is
guy.
you talk
like,
Marcy, you could help me out with this. Usually when you are got the clink clink, you know what I'm saying, as far as the state, I don't know about the feds, but in the state, when you get the clink clinks on, when they hit you with a charge, either you're gonna plead out, which you're gonna say, okay, they'll give you a 1 to 3, a 2 to 4, or they'll say, okay, you say you're not guilty, you go to trial. This guy is saying he's going to trial, which means he ain't snitched.
Pride.
And why did he snitch?
He ain't snitch or he ain't guilty. You know what I mean? Like it's one or the other. I mean, look, I don't know how I could help you because I ain't never been in the clink clink, so I don't know. But I visited a few times, but we'll talk about that another day.
So
But
there's not enough details here. There's not enough details here because
Yeah.
first of all, if you just were accused of this a month ago, why in the world would you be getting on a flight with that type of contraband in association with boarding anything having to do with Diddy?
right.
That don't even make sense right there.
Nope.
If this was serious, he would have got caught with weight.
Yeah.
They're talking about some kind of substance.
We don't even know what that is. That could have
Right.
been a little residue left over from his marijuana or something. You know what I mean? Like
It
we
could
don't
have
even
been
know.
weed.
We don't know what it was.
Crime.
But
No.
the fact that they use drug mule, it's like that phrase in itself makes you wonder what was in the bag.
Right.
Well, they were talking. Okay, so Little Rod, in his court documents with all of his accusations, was calling this man Diddy's drug mule, saying that he witnessed him bringing all of these drugs to his parties, to Diddy. This was his man that brought him these drugs.
But why did he come out and say that?
But why
Like,
would he
why-
even do that? Why that?
Is
I
he
mean-
indicted? Person indicted.
Say
This
it again,
person
Marcy.
who's given this
Said it's
information.
indicted.
The manager or whomever this is that is Diamond's person, is he or is he named? Is
No.
something like I'm trying to.
No.
He would give this information for what reason? Like why? like, let's say Diddy is guilty, everybody knows he's guilty and all that stuff over this thing, right? Another person now, or like being named in respect in some association with Diddy, and like, why did he come out and just say that? Like, what was the point of it? Like, is it supposed to get Diddy
But
off our
naming
or
all of these random names and just adding things on top of things
Yeah.
that, weren't necessarily
yeah,
Diddy,
like
but happened with
what's
other
the
people.
why just right? Yeah, like why are you naming this guy out of nowhere like now? So like,
Right.
I mean, if he went like a big or somebody that they were looking at from the beginning, like why
I
are you
feel like
now just being like, yeah, I seen him? It's just
Where did
weird
this
to me.
come
I
from?
just think it's just it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not
he
saying
had
stuff like that don't
he
happen, but
has to have this producer Lil Wild Wave. He has to have some type of proof.
Mm-hmm.
He has to, for him to just be throwing out all of these. If I don't think that they're random because they are extremely random.
About a month ago, about 3 weeks ago, it came across in articles that Little Rod's lawyer was a dirty lawyer, and yeah, and what happened was is Little Rod has been saying things in court, all of these allegations that in another case that wasn't about Diddy, it was about some other celebrity,
Mm-hmm.
that the judge in that case said, wait a minute, this lawyer is saying a lot of uncredible stuff. And she urged that the other judge that was in charge of the Diddy case take a look at some of the allegations that Little Rod and his lawyer been making because they haven't been making sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that was something that went across. It was all over in articles all over Google.
Mm-hmm.
But Little Rod is basically starting to look uncredible.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure there's some type of truth to it, Diddy's can't stop, won't stop. He's not gonna stop.
It gotta be
If he
that.
wants something somewhere, he gonna make sure that
Yep.
stuff gets there. Sorry,
Yep.
and he's gonna make sure that it gets there by whoever gotta bring it because he's not gonna do it.
We will see. But I'll say this though. If the case comes about to wherein this dude Little Rod has been making up stories, which judges have already said that he's done.
Wait, Little Rod or Little Rod's lawyer is making
I'm gonna pull it up. Little Rod and Little Rod's lawyer.
Oh, it's both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're saying that the Little Rod's lawyer has multiple cases against other celebrities, and the allegations are beyond ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So who is the one? Like, how did this whole news come out about the drug mule getting caught on a private jet?
Is it
this
because
guy
the lawyer
died
said
on him.
something?
Yeah, did he dime on him?
Yeah. So I
Is
guess to
he
go
at
with the
least
rest of his
frozen?
allegations, he had to add one more.
I mean, I would say this, right? Whatever is going on, whoever, I don't know, if it's a myth, if these are facts, whatever it is, somebody has some type of strategy going on and they are thinking and hoping that they are going to win.
If you are busy or just don't know what the hell is going on, this is the Lady Guru Show news for you. On April 26th in hip hop history, Outkast dropped their debut album. Big Boy and Andre 3000 made their first major impression as Outkast after they dropped their first studio album 3 decades ago today. The Georgia-born duo released their debut LP Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music via LaFace Records / Artista. The album was led by the duo's debut single Players Ball and features appearances from Goody Mob's CeeLo Green, Big Grip, Timo, and Cujo. Outkast recorded the album at studios like Dungeon, Purple Dragon, and Boss Town, which eventually transformed into the duo's main studio, Stankonia.
I wonder what the Stankonia was. We all know.
Right? I don't know.
No Stankonia.
There you go.
In other news, Party Next Door releases his long-awaited fourth album, P4. Long-awaited album is finally here. The Toronto crooner dropped his sexually charged fourth studio album via OVO Sound. The album comes with 14 fresh tracks, including its lead singles, Resentment, Real Woman, Her Old Friends, and Lose My Mind. The latter tracks, which is produced by Party himself and Noah 40 Shabib, channels the late DMX hit Party Up in Here. And in other news, the Lady Guru Show will be airing a repeat episode the next time around because we will be preparing for our event May 24th, Friday. Everybody make sure you pull up. We will be at the Gems Bar and Lounge in Brooklyn, New York.
Nice.
The event starts at 7:30, so get there early. We will have the best creatives performing, including comics, poets, models, and music performances. Its party starts at 8 and it's up until 1 a.m. Pop out, celebrate, creatives, and celebrate yourselves.
Sounds good.
This was the Lady Guru Show news for you.
Angelina Jolie says she shouldn't have to turn over all of her past NDAs to her ex, Brad Pitt, in their epic war over their $500 million winery. Jolie's lawyer claimed in a newly filed court document obtained that a recent motion by Pitt asking to see Jolie's NDAs with any third parties is expensive, wasteful, unreasonable, and even abusive. Jolie, 48, has urged in a court doc that Pitt, 60, I didn't know he was 60.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Damn, 60.
Damn fine 60-year-old, but go ahead.
Asked her to sign an expensive NDA in their Scuttle Marvel deal because he was trying to silence her from speaking about allegations he was abusive to Jolie and their family, including one on a flight from France to California in 2016. Jolie has alleged previously, while Pitt's history of physical abuse of Jolie started well before the family's September 2016 plane trip from France to Los Angeles. This flight marked the first time he turned his physical abuse on the children as well. Jolie immediately left him. The star Jolie is also claiming in a new court papers that turning over the NDAs she has signed would be invasive of privacy for the other parties, presumably including movie studio brands and employees, revealing contracts that include Jolie's compensation or compensation she paid to third parties. Gurus, what do you think about this $500 million court battle? Is it worth it?
First of all, when you sign an NDA, if there's any criminal activity involved, it's null and void. So if he was abusive, then you can speak on it. So I don't understand that aspect of it.
Well, maybe she's trying to apply the physical abuse to the NDA.
The NDA on what? What they're battling a winery. Like, what does the NDAs have anything to do with?
That's my question too. Why? What? I need the connection. That's a disconnect for me. I'm not understanding why he needs to see those for that purpose. Like, I don't get that.
The two of them are just too much. Like, they're too much. I mean,
Like, is she trying to like prove that he doesn't deserve the winery or something like that? Like,
Right? Like what?
Yeah, but they're not children. The violence is like he ain't gonna beat the rapes. Like,
No, what happened is Jolie sold her portion of the winery without Pitt's permission.
but why did she need his permission if she sold her portion of it.
Supposedly that was in the contract that no other person would sell out unless the other person knew.
So that's a different type of court case. What that has to do with the NDAs?
Right? I'm still confused with the NDAs.
They're trying to get it for the discovery portion of the case. That's all. Like they're trying to
He's
tie it in
digging.
somehow.
He's digging.
I just feel like they're both so damn messy. Like, just let it go. Like, let it go. You guys have been gone, like,
They
separated
doing
for
that
how
this years,
for
my
how long?
God.
Like, I'm so done with these two. Like, and I love them both, but
I
like,
forgot about them, to be honest. I don't hear about them that much.
The relationship is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, I really think there's a portion of hate involved in this.
Yeah, they hate each other. Like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get
Absolutely.
you.
They can't stand each other. Like,
Not
It's
at
like the
all.
battle. And one's a Sag and one's a Gemini. Like,
Oh,
there comes a time where you hate somebody so much that you're really just screwing yourself up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna go on and on and on and on about, all right, you hate him, he hates you. Okay, great. Like, are we gonna keep hearing? Like, are you like? I feel like they're bored, so they're gonna keep like filing another court case. Kind of reminds me, it's like reminiscent of like the Johnny Depp, heard the.
what is even going? I don't understand.
yeah. Like, why? Why are we here?
Just listen, Angelina and Brad. Just go do another movie and make some more money.
There
Okay?
you go.
Separately or together, who cares? Like, come on.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You have to have a level of they got together also very quickly.
No, yeah.
Very quickly.
Also, like he was cheating on his wife with her, and then got married to this woman. Like,
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
yes.
You don't remember?
I don't even really remember the start of them.
What? He was married to Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer
Okay.
Aniston.
And
Oh,
they
he
were-
was married to
He
her at
was
the time.
married to Jennifer
Then
Aniston,
they did a
and
movie
Mr.
together.
Brad Pitt and Miss Angelina Jolie did Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Yeah.
and they got together during that period of time. He was
Entanglement
cheating on
happened.
Jennifer
The entanglement.
Aniston. They divorced and they got married, and it was as simple as that.
And then he signed on to all them kids.
and had some, and then they had some.
They didn't have all. She didn't have all the. Well,
Didn't she have 9
they
kids?
didn't start off with all the kids.
They don't have 9 kids. I think it's like 5 kids or something. But they have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
They did them kids together.
Yeah, I think they did them kids together.
I thought they were adopted.
They are.
Some are adopted and some are birth.
I think 4 of them
There's
are
a
adopted.
couple of them that's theirs together, and the rest of them is adopted.
I think they have 2 together, and then 4 are adopted, I think, or something like that.
It says here that she has 4. Oh, wait. Angelina Jolie's children. Angelina Jolie has 6 children.
6. So 4 not hers and 2 hers.
Yeah.
Mhm. Sweet. And that was her.
I don't know, but I know,
That's
having,
probably what
I don't,
happened.
even if it's your own kids. Let's be real.
He wanted all of them daggone kids, and he was like, "This is what you really want, Dad? What I got into?" Then he
Right.
started drinking.
Listen, 6 kids will make anybody crazy. You know what I mean? 6 kids will make anybody crazy.
He's like, this bunch of kids got me stressed out.
Yo,
I got 2.
there was an interesting thing that came down in the news recently, and it said that Americans are having way, way less kids. There was a serious drop off in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It seemed like on my timeline, everybody having kids. So,
Thank you, Lord.
It's
Thank
true. I got 1.
It's because the cost of living has gone up, but our pay has not gone up. We're also incurring debt that our parents did not incur from college tuition. We don't own houses because we can't afford to own houses because of college debt. And so people are now coming to the understanding that I can't afford to have kids. Like this is some, BS. So the government wants everybody to procreate, but they don't want to fund or help out so that these people can. And on top of that, they want to force people to have kids.
Right. You get raped, you can't have an abortion. Like what?
Force people to have slaves. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Not enough slaves are being produced.
I wish I had some slaves. Jesus, I can't get them to do anything.
Okay.
In my head, I look at the government, how they inject our food and our medication and stuff. A lot of that stops us from having kids too. And then a lot of these kids is having disabilities.
No, these people are consciously making the decision to not have kids. This is not like one of those like, oh, they can't procreate. I think it's that these people are actively saying, I'm not having any kids.
The way of the world, the way of society is people are catching on to like, this is not what it is. Like, this is not cool. Like, it's not cool to bring a child into this right now. Like, nah, we're not doing that. We're getting
But it was
smarter.
but it was like that years ago too. Years ago, people had mad kids on welfare. Like people know that they can't take care of all these kids, but they still have them. Now we had like I feel it's very just different. I think me and you are just like on the different fence on that one. But
Hey, there was a point in time where you were kind of rewarded for having more children and being less economically able. But the more children you have, the more money you get. So they kind of changed that, a little something to the
Yeah, I
point
mean,
where
you would have more.
yeah.
You would get more money in your package, but it's still not enough to support all those kids.
well, I mean, I hear that too, but I feel like the Western medicine and the food we eat have a lot to do with it because a lot of people can't even get pregnant. We got not only birth control, we get shots and we do this and we put something inside your vagina and then you got that. And then, like, there's so many other things that prevent women from getting pregnant than just society because no matter I don't care like how old or how stable you feel you are, you never know what's gonna happen when you have a kid.
Well, Doja Cat scolded parents. Doja Cat said, parents who bring kids to her shows, leave your mistake at home.
And this is why I was clapping because why are we bringing our kids to the Doja Cat show?
Listen.
Y'all need to stop
Listen,
having kids.
I don't understand. At her show, I didn't know there was kids there, but like people I know bringing their kids to Nicki Minaj shows, to Beyonce shows. These are grown women. They're not for children. And I'm like, and these are young kids they're bringing. And I'm just like, this is why the world is like this. There's no boundaries. There's no boundaries. Oh, your kid likes the song because you let them be on TikTok. It's trendy to them. It's not a song for them. Where are the boundaries?
Nobody thinks too deep into anything anymore, and it's just wild. Like,
I'm glad she said something. Did she like say it on stage when she saw them, or she said it like after?
said her on a tweet, and she was very,
I wish
very
she would have stopped her whole show.
direct and slightly disrespectful with it, but that's just her. And you know what? Okay.
I'm here for it. Tell them about themselves.
Everybody knows who Doja Cat is. You bringing her to you're bringing your kids, your young children to a concert. Then you have no right to say a thing. You bought them there. You bought the ticket.
Nicki Minaj. Y'all think that Barbie song is for kids? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Crazy. Y'all.
Hey, at the same time, I like Doja Cat's realness. You know what I
Me
mean?
too.
Like,
I like
I
the
love
realness.
her.
She be going off
I
sometimes,
like
but I'm
Doja
here for
Cat,
the
period.
realness. Yeah, I'm here for the realness. I
yeah.
can't. These parents, a disgrace.
But who complained though to make her even say that? A parent that brought their child to the thing?
Yeah, they were complaining about her live stage show.
The parent that brought the child.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all didn't know before that? Oh, okay. Because Doja Cat just came out yesterday. Okay.
She said, I'm talking about eating
Like, are y'all
D
serious?
and all, type of vulgar stuff like this is what she said in the tweet. and you bringing
Oh,
your
she
child
did.
here.
Good for her. And y'all gonna
Can
complain?
y'all hear my dog snore? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear my dog snoring? Because she's snoring
No,
really loud. That's what I'm just sorry to mess up. But I'm like, keep throwing stuff
that's
at her,
funny.
like, and she, huh? I'm sorry, Blake, but I'm like, it's throwing me off. I'm trying to listen to you, but I hear this, and I'm like, the hell?
That's funny.
Y'all don't hear
That's
her?
crazy. Good for her.
I was actually looking for the story where Ice Spice's best friend is claiming to tell her business before before she started becoming a star.
Oh
I
boy.
think supposedly how she cheated on her boyfriend with somebody in the
But
industry,
who? Yo, why?
Who
Who
asked her?
cares?
and so
How's she
People
doing
cheat
that?
every day.
Trying to extort
How's she
her or
doing that?
something. Like,
I'm confused.
Right. Like
yeah.
why? How did we
Can I
get
just
here?
say I have no female friends for a reason.
Like, isn't that the type of stuff that, she raps about? Like, not necessarily cheating, but like, like,
it ain't no right for her
What?
quote unquote friend to try
She
to.
trying to get some
because
money.
something happened
Yeah,
and she
That
got mad and she's upset and
you
now
know
you're
it.
not my friend anymore and you have all of this success. So I'm gonna try
Uh-huh.
to tarnish your name.
You
She's
Period.
know
just
it.
trying to get the bag.
Yeah, that's normally how it goes.
Mm-hmm. 1,000,000%.
Wow,
Period.
Hmm.
No,
Nobody care.
Ice
and
man.
Ice
nobody
Spice
cares.
cheated on her boyfriend. Ooh, she cheated on
Oh,
her boyfriend.
how many
Wow.
people got cheated on? I'll be all right.
How
Man,
old
you
is she?
gotta
Like
watch who's
21?
around you these days.
Yeah.
Come on.
But maybe she got people around her that's just like her. So whatever.
And then there's that.
That's
All
so
right,
cute.
everybody, it's been a good show. For
Mhm.
everybody out there, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
gurus, this is the Lady Guru Show, and we are out of here.
Where my girls
Bye.
at?
Bye.
This is
Bye,
Spicy
guys.
Spicy.
Bye, guys.